Well, good morning. It's Monday morning, May 15th, and this is the first week of MBST Summer B Session. My name is Dr. Spano, and I want to welcome you to this class. Excited that you're a part of it, and I want you to know that as we begin, listen, I am for you. I am your number one fan. I want you to succeed, and I really feel like it is my responsibility as your instructor to kind of help you really make it through this class and to do so well. And so with that being said, let me just ask you to do a couple things for me, and then I'll move on to some helpful hints for this week's assignments. The first thing I'd like for you to do for me is to complete the course requirements checklist as soon as you can. I have to post and I have assignments that I have to turn in too. I know that sounds odd, but there are certain administrative tasks that I have to accomplish. And so the sooner that the students really complete that course requirements checklist, the easier it is for me. So if you can just do that today, that would be awesome. If you can do it by sometime tomorrow mid-afternoon, that would be fantastic, or even before noon, that would be awesome. So it doesn't take very long. It just asks you to do certain things, like read through some things and just do that and just complete it. It's pretty straightforward. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Also, then, you see that there's another assignment that's really just kind of basically about introducing yourself to the rest of the class. So just do that. Gives you guys a chance to get to know each other. Also provides me an opportunity to go in there and learn a little bit more about each one of you as well. So if you do that, that'd be great. Now, some hints. Number one, listen, read the late assignment policy. I didn't make this policy. It's not my policy, but I am really I have to enforce it. It's a point of emphasis with the Divinity School. So the late assignment policy simply states that no late discussion boards are accepted, period. Unless there's some really significant reason, but there's very few of those. So listen, it doesn't matter if it's 1 minute late or 5 or 6 hours late. They're not accepted. So we operate off the Eastern time zone, so make sure you adjust accordingly and just get those discussion boards and replies done before the deadline so that I can accept them and grade them and you can get the best possible grade. Now, how can you get the best possible grade on your discussion boards? Well, first of all, make sure you read the directions. I know that sounds crazy. It sounds kind of simple or elementary, but listen, it is so important that you read the directions, and go into the extra documents that kind of explain the directions to the discussion boards. Because listen, footnotes, you have to use footnotes. Look at the Divinity School writing manual to make sure that you use the proper form for the footnotes. I don't want bibliography. I don't need that. I just need footnotes. Whenever you cite a source, you need to do so in a footnote. And remember, 5 citations for the discussion board, the original threads, 2 citations for each reply. Okay, a lot of students just overlook that, and so they lose credit. So make sure you just do that. Number 2, listen, proofread your material. A lot of students will turn in discussion boards and replies that are just sloppy, a lot of misspelled words, bad grammar, not using capitalization properly, just a lot of just simple little things like that that can be cleaned up in a brief amount of time that'll allow you the opportunity to get the best possible grade. All right, now the content of the discussion boards is also important, obviously. I know that you have a lot of reading, just in all the answers can be found in your readings. But listen, like this week, you've got 5 questions, and you just have to answer 2 of those questions. You'll see them numbered 1 through 5. Now make sure you answer whichever 2 you pick. Answer each and every part of that question, okay, thoroughly, giving me the important, significant parts. Important information concerning that question. For example, here's a couple mistakes that students make with each of these questions. Like, for example, number 1, it's on the canon. You have to simply define the canon. Make sure you do so thoroughly, properly. And then one of the things that the students really don't do a very good job in on this question is they don't give me a brief history of the process of canonization. Give me that brief process. It doesn't Doesn't have to be long, but I need some dates. I need some councils, all those different, make sure you give me that stuff so that I even lists so that I can give you really the best possible grade. Then make sure you list and define the various criteria that were used for the canon. And then also what motivated the canon? What was that? Why did the church feel like they needed a canon? I guess would be another way to ask that. So just answer each part thoroughly. Make sure you answer the other parts too. On the second question, where students kind of make a really overlook some things is, first of all, it's about the traditional evangelical position regarding the canon. Now, just define what that means. What is the traditional evangelical position? And define that thoroughly. And make sure that in the answer to this question that you do a good, thorough job of explaining Sundberg's position. What was his position? What did he believe? And then also give me a thorough critique of that position. It's all there in the textbook, but give me a critique of his position, why it's not good, whatever. And so those are really the two primary areas in that question that people overlook. And then there's the next question is on the Pharisees, Sadducees, and the Essenes. Just really kind of answer that question thoroughly. Give me their beliefs, right? Where they came from, all those different types of things. And one of the key areas that people overlook on that question is, okay, which party, which sect controlled the temple, right? And which was on best terms with the Romans. Make sure you read through that. That it may seem simple, but the answer is a little more complex than maybe seems on the surface. Anyway, just make sure you get every part of that question. The next one, number 4, has to do with the Synoptic Gospels versus the Gospel of John. Are they in conflict, or can they be complementary? And one of the areas that students really neglect on this question is they just don't give me all the pertinent, important information that is used, the facts that are used to defend a complementary position. Why should we see them as complementary? And then just answer that very simply and clearly. And then the other parts, answer those as well, of course. And then the last question has to do with the 3 basic parts of theology, of New Testament theology. What are they? Define them. And then make sure students often will overlook to give the 3 core convictions that kind of flow out of those 3 basic theological issues in New Testament theology. So make sure you answer that, then of course all the other parts too. Now listen, last really important thing, okay? And I'm sorry this video is a little longer than the rest will be, but hey, trust me, this term is going to fly by. I mean, it's going to be gone before you know it. And most students don't believe me when I say that. And because it flies by, listen, make sure you start doing your research for the Second Temple paper now. Trust me, week 7 and that due date's going to happen before you know it, and you do not want to be found wanting. So make sure you start doing your research now. Pick out your special topic that you want to focus on. Get some extra sources for that topic and just begin to read, research, take notes, and just get that going. But read the assignment instructions for the Second Temple paper. Hey guys, if you got any questions, you need any help, you got some concerns, hey, shoot me an email. I'm always more than happy to answer those, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help, guys. So take advantage of the fact that I'm going to be walking with you through this term, okay? Hey guys, have a great week. Look forward to getting to know you guys. All right? God bless.